Well, people, I guess it's just about over. I mean, unless something really unusual happens very soon, it looks like the Democratic nominee for president this year is going to be Joe Biden. Old crazy Uncle Joe. Joseph Robinette Biden. Man, that is an outcome that I did not see coming. I mean, back a year ago, I really thought it was going to be Kamala Harris or Elizabeth Warren. I even thought Tulsi Gabbard was going to make a bigger splash than she did. Beto O'Rourke, I'm really surprised at how long or at how quickly he had to drop out. Pete Buttigieg did way better than anyone ever thought, so that's something. But in the end, this is what we got. Uncle Joe. And I mean, not my preferred candidate, but I will vote for him and support him 100%. And it's weird. I'm going through the exact same process that I did about 2 weeks ago when it looked like Bernie Sanders was going to be the nominee. Sanders was, like Joe Biden, never my first choice. But I was resigned. I was like, well, man, Sanders is doing so well. I mean, he's going to be the nominee. I'm going to have to learn to like him. And, well, that's over now. Bernie Sanders is pretty much done after tonight. That is crazy. I guess it does seem surprising, but, these things kind of happen in politics. The resurrection of Joe Biden, it kind of reminds me of what happened in 2008 on the Republican side. Now, you probably weren't paying attention in 2008, but that was like the first election where I was really looking at things online. And in the Republican primary that year, every Republican online, every crazy teabagger or whatever, they were all talking about Mike Huckabee and Mitt Romney. Which of these two exciting, dynamic, interesting candidates should be the standard bearer for their party? Mitt Romney, the intelligent businessman, or Mike Huckabee, who has the power of Christ and who lost a lot of weight to run in 2008? Props to Huckabee. He's a big fat fuck now, and he was a big fat fuck before this, but when he decided he wanted to go for president in 2008, dude shed half his body weight. What's your secret, Mike? Tell me, because that in itself is admirable. But yeah, everyone was talking about Romney or Huckabee. But then when people started voting, mostly old people, boom, it was John McCain. Same thing with this. We were all talking about Sanders and Harris and Warren, but once regular people, the kind of people who don't hang out online all day, once they start voting, it's McCain, it's Biden. That's just how democracy works, I guess. I do kind of feel sorry for Sanders supporters. I can't think of even more so than that, I can't think of a time when an unlikely political figure like Bernie Sanders was so close to breaking through and achieving the goal and clinching it, and then having it just suddenly reverse out of nowhere. It was pretty dramatic. And no, I'm not the Sanders supporters. They're looking to blame some sort of establishment conspiracy. No, that's ludicrous. They're more comfortable blaming a conspiracy than they are blaming, just black voters, older voters. You can't make an online video about how Sanders was denied the nomination because those black people don't vote right. You can't do that. That'd be kind of fucked up. But to anyone who still thinks there was a conspiracy, trust me, there wasn't. Candidates dropping out and consolidating lanes is perfectly normal. Warren, Buttigieg, and Klobuchar, they stayed in exactly as long as they should have. If they dropped out before that, they would have seemed timid and weak. If they had stayed in any longer than they did, they would have seemed irrational, sore losers. So yeah, it's a very simple story. Sanders had a ceiling of support, and he lost some of his support in 2016 when he got a lot of anti-Hillary votes. But once things became clearer, he had a 30% ceiling of support that he couldn't overcome. And Bernie Sanders knew that. Trust me. Bernie Sanders' official campaign strategy that was being formulated a year ago, they knew that they could only win states like South Carolina if the black vote was split between people like Harris and Cory Booker. So Harris and Cory Booker dropping out early did not help Sanders at all. which is kind of ironic because I remember that the Bernie people, they were just attacking Kamala Harris viciously over everything. And they shouldn't have been. If Kamala Harris had been in the race through Super Tuesday, that probably would have helped Bernie. But yeah, it's pretty much over. Joe Biden, I'm going to vote for him. I know it's not going to happen, but constitutionally, there's nothing that prevents Joe Biden from choosing Barack Obama as his vice president. It's not going to happen, but it sure would piss a lot of people off, wouldn't it? Obama Biden, Biden Obama. That would be funny. But no, I have concerns about Joe Biden. I have concerns about his health. I have concerns about how long he can last. I want him to pick a very strong vice presidential candidate like Kamala Harris or Stacey Abrams. He said it just the other day. Just the other day, he said he's a bridge between the old generation and the new generation. So be a bridge, Joe. Be a bridge builder. Let someone like Kamala or Stacey Abrams walk along your back and get to the future. That is the best thing you can do now. Joe Biden. And of course, this goes without saying, if anyone tells you that there's no difference between Joe Biden and Trump, you need to kick that person in the fucking teeth because they're lying to you. After the last 3 years, there is absolutely no reason to be doing that. The Bernie supporters are still kind of doing that. I don't want to focus on that too much, but they're already saying, nope, Bernie was the only chance. He's the only hope. Everyone else is dog shit. Bernie's the only one you should ever vote for. Don't vote for Joe Biden. No, that's completely wrong. This is Bernie Sanders' last election. He's not going to be back for another one. There is no reason to sabotage it this time. There was kind of a reason to try to sabotage Hillary in 2016. It almost worked. It nearly worked. But there's no point in sabotaging the Democrat this time in order to get your guy next time because he's not going to be around next time. He'll be 83 years old. It's done. And look, even the hostage takers, even the Sanders people who are just completely obstinate and won't give it up, I'm trying to be as civil as I can to them. Just civility, unity, that's what we need now. Look at me. I was all for Warren after Harris dropped out. I sent Elizabeth Warren money. I voted for Elizabeth Warren. I wanted Elizabeth Warren to win just as much as Bernie Sanders people wanted him to win. But she didn't win because people didn't vote for her. I think it sucks. I think people should have voted for her. I think what's wrong with you people? You want Biden more than Warren? You're nuts. That being said, I will still vote for Biden. There is no question about that. But if I may be allowed a certain amount of snark, it is kind of hard for me to feel too bad for the Sanders supporters who are going through some grief right now. Because remember this. Okay, people like me and my best friend, we really wanted Hillary Clinton to win in 2016 for just logical reasons. It wasn't very emotional. We were just logically, Hillary would be far better for the country than Donald Trump. And she didn't win. But there were tons of people out there, hardcore Hillary supporters, these professional women and their daughters who were huge Hillary supporters, and they really, really wanted her to win. They wanted her to win just passionately and fervently. And when she didn't, they were incredibly emotional, incredibly distraught. And for the last 3 years, the Bernie people have taken every opportunity to kind of shove that in their faces. For the last 3 years, Bernie supporters have been saying, ha ha, fuck you, Hillary fans. You didn't get what you wanted. Suck on it. Suck my dick. It should have been Bernie. He's going to win next time. Maybe you'll learn a lesson and learn how to vote right next time. You wanted something, and we took it away from you. Suck on that. There was a guy at my work. That was after the election, that was a thing he mentioned over and over again. All them women, they were crying because they wanted Hillary so much. I was laughing at them. That is fucking vicious. That is vile. So now the Bernie supporters, you know exactly how those Hillary supporters felt. You wanted something really badly. You almost got it, but it was taken away from you at the last second. It doesn't feel good, does it? That's what us Hillary people were feeling in 2016. That kind of just sickening, crushing disappointment. It doesn't feel good. Hopefully you can learn some empathy from this, now that you know how it feels. Maybe? I hope so? Oh, gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to drawing because that's what matters more right now. Yes, stay safe from the coronavirus. Do whatever you love to do. Prepare to vote for this motherfucker. Prepare to vote for this guy later this year because that's what you should do. There's no question about that. Bye-bye.